Good morning, everybody, and welcome to APTA's annual Flash Action Strategy. We're coming at you live here from APTA headquarters in Alexandria, Virginia, to get this going and get these next 2 days of advocacy and action kicked off and started. This annual student-led event has resulted in over 80,000 letters sent to Congress over the past few years that we have done this event. And it's so important that we have students engage and get as many others as you want to engage as well. Our goal this year is to advocate on the Allied Health Workforce Diversity Act. And we're hoping to get 5,000 letters sent to Congress on this and get this bill moving through Congress. It's already in the House, it's already in the Senate. We need to continue to raise awareness on this bill so that we can get this bill passed into law. We'll have David Scala talk more about this bill, but it's a really great bill. It will help further the future of the profession and make it a more diverse profession and help advance the profession into the next century as we just passed our APTA centennial, so this bill would be a great way to get the next 100 years kicked off. But Flash Action Strategy, for those of you who have not participated, is primarily on social media. So we have social media graphics available to you on our Flash Action Strategy webpage on APTA's website. If you go on to Twitter, Facebook, etc., you'll see various graphics that you can share. You can join in with the hashtag PT Advocacy and add to the conversation on social media there. But we're hoping to raise a lot of noise in the next couple of days on social media. We're hoping to raise awareness, and most importantly, we're hoping to get those letters sent to Congress. And you can do those for APTA members. You can send your letter to Congress through the Legislative Action Center, which is our members-only action center. Or if you have friends and family who are non-members and want to have them participate as well, you can send them to our Patient Action Center, which is a public site for people to take action on our advocacy work. So with that, I'm going to toss this over to David Scala, who's on our staff here at APTA and one of our lobbyists that works on this bill and can tell you more about this bill and why it's important and why we have to have this action here in the next couple of days. So David, take it away.
Thanks, Laura. Good morning, everyone. I'm David Scala. I work in Congressional Affairs at APTA. We're talking today about the Allied Health Workforce Diversity Act. And this is HR 3320 in the House, and that's led by Representatives Rush and Mullen. And then in the Senate, it's Senate Bill 1679, led by Senators Casey and Murkowski. So this bill essentially creates a grant program to increase opportunities for students from racial and ethnic minorities, persons with disabilities, and students from economically disadvantaged backgrounds for the professions of PT, OT, speech and language pathology, respiratory therapy, and audiology. So these grants and stipends can be used for recruitment, retention, and scholarships. And it's for PT and PTA programs. The goal of this bill is to increase the diversity of physical therapy workforce to reflect the communities and patients that they serve. And that's a big priority for APTA in our diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. So sending these letters today is really important. And I used to be a congressional staffer, and knowing on the other side how these letters and how the social media can really build the momentum for your bill in a congressional office is really important. So let's send those 5,000 letters today. Thanks so much. Back to you, Laura.
Thanks, David. We're really excited to get this going, and we have 2 days of advocacy here. So we have 2 days to get those 5,000 letters sent to the House and the Senate. So you can take action now. An action alert was just sent to all students not long ago. And please check that out. And again, if you're a non-APTA member, want to engage other family and friends, other students, etc., go ahead and go to our Patient Action Center and send a letter of your own. It literally takes a minute or two. There's a pre-filled out letter, and all you have to do is just put in your address and information, and you hit send. And also on our Legislative Action Center for APTA members, it's also the same deal where it's pre-filled out, but we also have a sample tweet that you can send as well. And that will actually be paired up with your legislators and will be tweeted at your legislators to show even more awareness of this bill. So next up, I want to introduce two students who will talk more about this and why this bill is important. So I'd like to introduce Katie Q from High Point University in North Carolina and Bree Dawkins from the University of Texas at El Paso. And thank you both for being here. I know you both are on the West Coast. So Bree, tell us what time it is where you are.
It is currently 8:05 a.m.
Great. And Katie, what time is it where you are?
It's 6:05 in California.
Well, thank you both for getting up early and joining us today and to talk about this really great event and why this is so important to take action among fellow students. So Bree and Katie, please tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you do, and just a little bit about yourself. So Bree, I'll get started with you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bree Dawkins. I am a Houston native. I am currently a third year at the University of Texas at El Paso doing my clinical rotations, possibly going into orthopedic physical therapy. I am very active in all things DEI at my program, and also I'm a member of the APTA Student Assembly DEI Project Committee. So I'm all for things that are advocating for our profession and making sure that those underrepresented voices are heard.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie. I'm currently in California doing my last rotation at Travis Air Force Base for, like Bree said, for orthopedic population as well. I'm a third year student and I work in the same PC as Bree. I'm the chair of Student Assembly DI Project Committee.
Great. Well, thank you both for joining us this morning. And I have just a couple of questions for discussion here to get our flash action strategy kicked off. But Katie, why is this bill important to you?
It's important to me in the sense that I really want to encourage there are more systematic excluded groups that could be in the physical therapy field or in the healthcare field in general. I literally had an Asian patient told me yesterday, it's good to see your face working in healthcare, because it's that kind of story that make me want to continue advocate for systematic excluded groups.
Absolutely. And Bree, why is this bill important to you?
Because this bill offers a real solution to a problem or a conversation that we keep having. We always talking about how can we diversify the field. We can't diversify the field if we do not have diverse programs. In order to have diverse programs, we need diverse students. In order to have diverse students, we need to actively be strategic on how we recruit, how we retain our students, and how we get more students in. You can only do that a lot of ways through funding and through money. So this bill allows programs to go to knock down that barrier in order to be able to recruit more students, be able to retain them. And so therefore we can have more diverse professionals in our profession.
Absolutely. Yeah, this bill would definitely be a solution to this problem. And, we got to take these advances where we can. And this is such a great program that we need to get passed through Congress. So, we talk about, APTA just passed 100 years and we're looking toward the future of the profession. So how will this bill impact the future of the profession? So, Katie?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So this bill allows for more students from diverse areas, underrepresented areas, underserved medical communities to become physical therapists, speech therapists, occupational therapists, be in our allied health professions. And so when we have these more diverse students, these more diverse clinicians, these are the people that are more likely to work in those underserved areas. So the conversation of access comes from the people that will be able to deliver that quality care in those limited access communities.
I don't have anything to add. That was well said.
That was very well said. I absolutely agree. That's wonderful. So the next 2 days, we have a lot of advocacy activities going on. And, for many students, they've never participated in advocacy. So what can students do today and tomorrow to raise their voices and advocate for this bill? And yeah,
I
Katie,
could go. There's multiple ways that students could involve, either like what Laura and David said. There's legislation action center and there's patient action center. So, you know, those are easy ways that you could help advocate for this bill. And there are other things that students could do. For example, join the state's special interest group for students. There are advocacy project committee for almost every state. If not, the states are probably currently creating one. And there's also like national level for us, like Student Assembly Board, Advocacy Project Committee or DEI Project Committee is always like in a year term. So we always welcome more students joining us. Yeah.
And go ahead, Bri, if you have anything to add.
I am a social media girl. So what you can do, the best platform that we all have a platform usually, and it's our social media. So on whatever social media that you can have your classmates, people in your program, even, you know, your family members. So whoever writes a letter to Congress on that behalf, that allows you to reach so many people without you having to do as much work. But definitely join all the things that you can or you're interested in the APTA. We are looking forward to having more voices heard and to advocate for our profession.
Absolutely. And I also wanted to let everyone know about our APTA advocacy app. It's on the App Store. It's on Google Play, wherever you get your apps. And it's exactly, you can just, with a click of a button, you can advocate. So it's another way you can participate in Flash Action Strategy today, which is, we try to make it as easy as possible for everybody to raise their voice. And also on our Flash Action Strategy website, we have various graphics you can share. We have sample tweets. If you're not sure what you want to tweet or what you want to say, we have some things to get you started there as well. And I don't know if Katie and Bri, if you're still there, I have a couple more questions for everybody. But oh yeah, thank you. Got to see the app up close. But yeah, check it out. You can look at your legislators. You can do all kinds of things. So absolutely download it onto your phone. It's as easy as it can be. So how do you both plan on encouraging your fellow students to participate? So what are you going to do today? You know, when you see students or when you see your classmates, when you talk to them, that kind of thing, what are you going to tell them today to participate?
I might have already shared on my social media platform. So that is the most easiest way like to do that. There's like APTA has a really nice like picture, and then you can just direct share it to different platform, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Off to a great start. Bri?
I'm going to do the same. As soon as I get off, I'm going to share on my social media and my group meets. Then I'll actually send an email to my program so they can send it out to the other cohorts, so they are also aware of things that are going on.
Fantastic. Yeah, and if you have any, just a few minutes in class, for those of you who are watching this, you know, encourage people to just, you know, download the app or send a letter. It can be as easy as possible to engage, and just take a few minutes out of your really busy days to make a big difference and to send those letters to Congress. One click makes 3 letters go. You have your, you know, representative and your 2 senators. So 1 letter goes to all of your legislators. But yeah, it's it couldn't be easier to advocate, and then share that you advocated on social media, and again, encourage others to take action as well. So Katie and Bri, you know, advocacy is important. We know that. So, you know, why is it important for students to participate in advocacy?
Students are the voices. We are like what is leading our profession. So if we advocate, we're also affirming that, you know, this profession matters to us. The longevity of this profession matters to us. So that's why it's important for students, not just, you know, our faculty members or people in higher up positions of leadership in APTA, but the students to be the voices.
I think one of the paper came out this year said in really urban area, the surplus of PT is going to be it's going to be surplus in like 2025 or something like that. But however, in rural area, and the area that most underrepresented group usually reside in, are still needing healthcare workers. And I think by continuing advocacy effort and recruiting more students or underrepresented students is very important. Like Bree saying, the longevity of the career field.
I totally agree. That was very well said, you two. And finally, this is a great way for students to start to advocate for those who have never done it before. It's a wonderful way for everyone to do it all at once. Because sometimes, I don't know how many of you have just cold called your member of Congress, but it's not something that people tend to do all the time. So, just showing that advocacy is something that is easy, it's accessible, that kind of thing is really important to get those first steps of engaging throughout the rest of your career. And that's why we love this event so much. So last question for you both. How do you plan to advocate throughout your career?
I can say first. I think I will always be a little involved professionally with the APTA through my career, and whether it's helping out, volunteer at different projects, or in general teach. I think that's one. Another thing is professionalism is sometimes being undermined within the PT curriculum. So I think that should be something we should focus on in the future of teach students how important it is to be an advocate for your profession.
For me, through advocate through my careers, one, just being involved, and being involved is staying involved. And also with staying involved is being a mentor, being a leader, being a clinician, being an educator, doing all of those things and leading by example. That's the way a lot of us, we have mentors, we have people we look up to, and we usually tend to follow in their footsteps. So in order to make sure that PT continues to have longevity, and to make sure that, we have other students who are advocating when, we try to trickle out a bit, is to make sure that we are being leaders, staying involved, and being mentors.
Fantastic. Well, our future is bright, and we appreciate you both for being here today. Thank you for getting up so early. Thank you for sharing your perspectives, and thank you for raising awareness on this bill. So everybody, let's go forth and conquer. Let's get those letters up to Congress. Let's engage on social media, and let's make this Flash Action Strategy the biggest and best one yet. So again, thank you everybody for joining us, and be sure to check out APTA's social media pages for more ways to engage today. So thank you everybody, and have a wonderful day.